Like this video and then click the link at the top of the video description to enter our Xbox One and or PS4 plus $500 Amazon gift card giveaway. Subscribe, turn on those notifications, and enjoy the video. Us wrestling fans may be the smarkiest, assholiest, vilest creatures that exist, myself very much included in that, don't worry guys, just own it. But one thing that's undeniable is that when a moment can transcend the suspension of disbelief that we have in pro wrestling, it can get very emotional. I'm D Wicket and these are the 10 WWE moments that made us cry. Number 10, Edge's retirement. Many entries on this list are a culmination of long stories, some of them even lasting for years, but sometimes a random occurrence can strike you even worse. And that's what made Edge's retirement after successfully defending his World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 27 so devastating. It happened like an RKO out of nowhere.
Watch this, look at it. Oh no!
One day he's spearing everyone, being tall and smiling with his 64,000 teeth, and the next day he's gone forever, never going to wrestle again, see ya bye. There's nothing that can change it either. It wasn't a Mick Foley retirement that just happened for the hell of it and could be reversed 6 times. Edge's neck has been medically classified as severely fucked, and there's no chance in hell we'll ever get to see his return. I mean, at least we have his podcast. Number 9, the WrestleMania 30 celebration. Daniel Bryan, clap, 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 clap. Daniel Bryan, clap, 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 clap. This was essentially what happened for the entirety of 2013 and early 2014 as the fans clamored on, wishing and begging and scratching and clawing just for some sort of legitimate push for their hero. Team Hell No winning the tag titles was the catalyst. SummerSlam 2013 was the taste of glory, but then we suffered through months and months and months and Randy Orton and months of nonsensical booking that legitimately was not supposed to put Bryan over. The intention of this was to keep him away from the main event scene, but finally, WrestleMania 30 happened, and boy howdy did it happen. Daniel Bryan's road to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship victory at the granddaddy of them all was one hell of an emotional roller coaster.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Number 8, Daniel Bryan's retirement. Oh, all good things die. Just a month after finally winning, Bryan was forced to relinquish his belt due to head injuries. Fans waited and waited and waited and had to deal with Roman Reigns as the big replacement, which they absolutely hated, by the way. Not sure if you could tell by his reactions on Raw. Finally, he came back and lost halfway through the Royal Rumble. Literally, what? Then he went for and won the IC title at the following year's WrestleMania. Okay, that's something the WWE fans said. But then he relinquished that belt, and the following year he came out on Raw and had to announce his official retirement. Oh my. Hearing that not even 2 years after our hero had finally reached the mountaintop that he was never going to wrestle for WWE again, it was heartbreaking.
So, just now, I was able to close my eyes and feel that. Like, literally feel it in a way that I've never gotten to feel it before, because when we're here, we always have to keep our eyes open. But just that experience, I'm never gonna forget it.
Number 7, Shawn Michaels' last ride. WrestleMania 25 may have been the better match, but WrestleMania 26 had the bigger moment. Shawn Michaels' career being put to rest was downright painful for such a legend of the business to hang up his head at what could have been considered the best years of his career. Damn impressive for a guy in his 40s at the time to still be in peak condition, but he was, and damn it, he was still fantastic and could easily still wrestle even today if he wanted, but The Undertaker put him and his career down with a tombstone for the 1, 2, 3. Number 3, Owen Hart's tribute. Oh, I really don't want to include any tributes because I hate talking about death and any subjects that you really can't put a positive spin on. Why am I doing this video again? That being said, I'll keep quick. Owen Hart infamously fell from the rafters over 70 feet down at Over the Edge 1999, and on the following Raw, WWE production did what they do best and gave Hart one hell of a tribute show. One fitting for the King of Hearts.
Ladies and gentlemen, all I can say about Owen Hart is I hope that I can be as good a man as him so that I can see him again someday.
JR, I learned a valuable lesson from Owen Hart just last night. I went up to the ring and I held Owen in my hands and his head, and I knew right at that moment that if Owen could have one more thing, he would want one more day to be able to tell his wife and his kids how much he loved them. And I realized, don't ever leave home without telling the people you love what you think of them.
No doubt about it. We loved Owen Hart, and we love his family, and we'll always miss him.
Last night, a tragic accident took the life of Owen Hart. He was 34. There are no words that can express the profound sorrow felt today by so many of us who knew and loved this very special human being. Fans throughout the world shared a small portion of Owen's life through his various ring personas, but to know Owen Hart, the human being, was pure joy. Owen loved this business and loved to entertain both in it and out of the ring. He was a consummate performer and a legendary prankster. In the extended family of professional wrestlers, respect does not come easily and is not taken lightly. Owen Hart had that respect. He was more than just one of the boys. Owen Hart was a friend and a brother to all. Our locker room and our lives will never ever be the same again.
Number 5, the WrestleMania 20 celebration. If you thought Daniel Bryan's post-match celebration at WrestleMania ending in a 0 was triumphant, you should have seen the one from a decade earlier, clearly used as the template for the goat-faced heroes. The celebration of Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit, who both would walk out of Madison Square Garden that night as world champions, Eddie as WWE and Chris as world heavyweight respectively. Boy, did WWE do a hell of a job making it hard for anyone want to actually leave the arena. These were two guys, two incredibly gifted athletes, one with the charisma that could rival The Rock, and one with the technical prowess that could rival Bret Hart. But both of them were seen as undersized mid-carders for years in WCW and even for a while in WWE. Them standing on top of the world, the two best friends in the middle of the raining confetti and with all the cheers in the world. Damn, what a moment. Number 4, Eddie Guerrero's tribute. Damn it, why do all good things come to an end? Only a year and a half after celebrating with his best friend in what was probably the happiest night of his life, Eddie Guerrero's body would be found dead inside of a hotel. It's the ultimate shame, as there's just about no wrestler who's ever been able to connect with a crowd on such a personal level since Eddie, and I do include The Rock when I say that. WWE, just like they did with Owen, gave the man exactly what he deserved. A fitting tribute for the man who lied, cheated, and stole his way into our hearts. Number 3, the reunion. No, not the one between DX that had Hornswoggle, although he does usually bring me to tears as well. This reunion took place between Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth. They're probably the most beloved couple in wrestling history. Oh, fuck off, both of you, please. So when at WrestleMania 7, when the two reunited after Savage was forced into retirement, it was pretty huge. Not being a fan of wrestling in the golden age, but even I can see just how much this moment meant to the fans. Number 2, I'm sorry, I love you. Oh, Shawn, why did you have to go an old yeller the Nature Boy? Well, it was necessary. Ric Flair's legendary 4-decade-plus long career finally came to an end at 2008 at the Show of Shows in a retirement match pitting the styling, profiling, limousine-riding, jet-flying, kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun against the showstopper, Mr. WrestleMania, the icon, the main event, the headliner, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Essentially, it's a battle of the longest catchphrase versus the most nicknames. Just before putting him down, Michaels gave Flair's career a final few words. I'm sorry, I love you. Then sweet chin music, then pin, then hug. Well, then Flair went to wrestle in TNA and ruin it all, but let's pretend that didn't happen. And number 1, the ending of the streak. For as much as I've brought up the idea of it, suspending your disbelief is one of the hardest things to do as a wrestling fan, especially in 2017. Amazingly though, the most shocking, the most insane, the epitome of saying what the fuck and losing your insanity as a wrestling fan came just over 3 years ago in 2014. And all that really happened was an undefeated streak coming to an end. A streak that had lasted for years, over 20 years. A streak that had seen some of the best in the business try their hardest to put down The Undertaker. Shawn Michaels' entry on this list came at the hands of this streak, and it was broken by Brock goddamn Edward dick kicking Lesnar. What a moment. What an awful moment. And that's the list. Are you depressed yet? Well, you were probably depressed before that, weren't you? Well, you know what cures depression? Liking our videos, subscribing to Watch WWE and DWicket. There's 2 separate channels. And follow me on Twitter at DWicketYT. And if that doesn't do it, I guess you're just depressed for life. So thank you, fuck you, bye.